Welcome to our virtual engineering bay. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the customizable tracker, using it on generators, construction signage, and industrial pumps. Let's get started. Today we are doing the unbox of the customizable wired trackers. We're going to start out right here. This device comes with separate wires on its harness, and each one serves its own independent function. As you can see, the red wire here is our 12-volt constant input. Our black is our ground input. Those two supply the device with power and ground and charge the battery. The white wire here is our ignition input, is a switched lead which shows 12 volt with the key on and no voltage with the key off. The battery on these are 1-year capability. They are also rechargeable, so meaning that they can last up to 1 year long without any rechargeable function at all on their own, just by the battery itself. So if you have something that you're tracking that doesn't have a battery source, you can use it on there for up to a year without the need to recharge it. They are both IP67 waterproof, which means that they can withstand a high degree of water pressure, and they both have hours of service power wire for assets that don't move. So if you have something like a generator or a device that you have that you want to track that doesn't really move at all, the power wire on it will determine when it's being used and when it's not being used, and determine and record the powers of service. Now, both of these devices have LED indicators to tell you whether they're connected or they're not. The amber LED on them, if it's blinking, that means that it's initializing its process to locate a cell tower, and once that light goes solid, it's telling you that it's achieved cellular connection. And the green is the same it's for the GPS indication, that if it is blinking, it's initializing contact with the GPS satellite, and then once it goes solid, you have connected to the GPS satellite and it is now reading data from there. The blue one on there is for Bluetooth, which is currently not functioning, so you don't need to worry about the blue LED. So here are the tools that are going to be required to mount our customizable and install our customizable tracker. We start out with our drill, which is the most important. You're going to need this to probably take off some paneling or plastic pieces that may be in the way, to find a concealed place that you can put the device. Once you've located the position of the device, you can use either these clamps, especially on say generators or construction signs. You're not going to have something that you can drill into in most cases, so you can use a heavy-duty zip ties or our metal clamps here. And then we have our mounting bases to run our wires. Once you found the mounting location, you use your digital multimeter. Please always use a digital multimeter. Never use a test light. This is the most safe and secure way to locate your proper wiring. Your pick tools are there just to help you in small spaces. Black tape to cover anything up. You've got your strippers and crimpers. In most cases, like I've always said with small wires, when we make our connections, we don't want to use a crimp tool. We would prefer to use what we call a solder and seal. This is a little piece of solder with a heat shrink around it. So you can, when they're really small wires, you put them in there, you heat it up with a heat gun or a small torch or even a lighter to melt the solder and seal it with the heat shrink. It's a far better way to connect the wires. If you happen to see something like this similar, this is a large yellow one. They come in different colors. This is what we refer to as a Scotch lock. It is by far the worst way to connect wires when putting any electronics in a vehicle. If you find these, throw them away. Get yourself some seal and solders. Flashlight's always handy, just in case you can't see something that you're needing to see. Again, the ratchet set is good in the event you need to remove a panel, perhaps, or even when you create your ground wire with the factory ground of the device that you're moving it to. Again, a panel popper that is also used to move panels out of the way. And we have other tools that may or may not be necessary. You've got your your silicone, that if you, in the event you do drill a hole anywhere to run wires and grommet that hole, please use some silicone to seal that hole up. As well as when you're using or drilling into metal, you're going to want to use Loctite to make sure that stuff doesn't back itself out and it stays firmly in place. Let's talk a little bit about mounting the self-contained battery-operated customizable tracker. So normally you want to mount this device somewhere where it has an absolute clear view of the sky. You don't want to have any metal objects on top surrounding it. You want the GPS antenna to be able to have a really good clear view of the sky for a good connection. That way you'll get the best data, the best tracking you can possibly get from the device. Secondly, you're going to want to keep it away from extreme heat or any severe vibration on these units that you're going to be putting it on. That sometimes can be hard on a generator or a pump, but do your best because you're going to need to try to keep it as far away from those two things as you can possibly do. And third, you want to make sure you secure the device in a discrete location where somebody can't see it and easily disconnect it or immobilize it. That way it will work when it's needed the most. So in the event that you're going to be mounting it to a device that requires drilling holes in order to secure the device properly, make sure that when you do drill holes, you're not going to drill into anything that is going to matter. No moving parts, no wires, make sure everything is clear. And when you do drill and run the wires, make sure once you do that, that you seal it off properly so you don't have any water leaks or any moisture intrusion. It's just the proper way to do it. The product in use will provide tracking and movement. It will provide the hours of service. It will provide customizable data if that is applicable, and it will provide the ignition state whether it's on or off. We have some tips and tricks, but always use a digital multimeter. It's safer than a test light or any other way of testing your wires. Make sure your device is concealed because that is critical to prevent theft and make sure the device is always in a usable state. And we always recommend a connector which is called a solder and seal for your best connection, which seals the connection and solders the two wires together. We have some frequently asked questions. Does the device have driver behavior? Yes, it does. It has an accelerometer which supports and displays harsh braking, sharp turns, and rapid acceleration. What power range does the device work on? Our device works on a 60 to 90 volt platform, which will support a 12 volt, 24 volt, 48, 72 volt vehicles. What kind of battery does it have? It has a lithium-ion rechargeable battery. Is the device waterproof? Yes, our device is waterproof and IP67 certified. Wait, you're not done. Make sure to follow these steps to ensure a professional installation. Be sure to check out our other videos on this channel for additional information. And if you have any further questions, please visit our website. And thank you. On behalf of our entire engineering team, we are here to support you.